Hello again, LBV.UNIVERSE here. Another exploring video today in Rainbow Woodlands. It's the yellow zone's turn today. Past couple of weeks I haven't made that many videos because of a couple of reasons. One, I've been on holiday in Worcester, my dad's caravan, so I've done some nice walks there. And also my hard drive ran out on my camcorder, so I just need to get an external device for that. But we're at the moment, we're parked up at the exact same place as where I made my very first video, where I got caught in the thunder and lightning. So I'll spin the camera around in a bit and you can kind of see where we are. But yeah, let's go and have a look at the yellow zone, shall we? And here we are on N1, middle of July, middle of the day. It has had a couple of days of rain, so it's quite soft on the foot, but the sun is coming out now. And this is the yellow zone right now, and straight ahead, about 15-20 minute walk would be the red zone. Here we are, got my map with me as always, parked at N1. And then we had a choice of going either that way or this way. So I've decided to take this route here and then head up to the crossroads where you would have seen on earlier videos, and then make this kind of walk towards the end of the video. So it's a bit more muddier today. Obviously the weather's not been as nice as what you guys have been used to on my earlier videos, but also the tracks are quite muddy looking anyway. I think there's no grey pavement as such as you've seen on some of the other zones, so yeah, gotta look out for that. What am I thinking at the moment? Even though I've seen a couple of three people around walking the dogs, it is quite quiet. A lot of space on the floor for you to see. A lot of skinnier trees. Yeah, it's not bad at all. Just continuing this soundtrack now. Been walking for about 7 minutes. I think we're halfway now between where I started and the blue zone. Yeah, it's very quiet. Very quiet. Not many birds squawking at all. I've seen a couple, but not many. And again, it's a different vibe to everywhere else. This is almost like they're all obviously meant for people to walk down, but to me, because this is so quiet, it's almost like it's not being looked after as much as some of the other zones. It's almost like, you know, come down if you want to, but at your own risk kind of thing. I haven't come across any benches, or any tables just yet. Again, in every other zone there has been. So it's almost as if like the council or government aren't particularly interested as such in this area. Could be wrong, but it certainly looks that way. Been walking around for about 15 minutes now, and it's a bit hard to explain, but I'm going to try what this zone's like. But obviously there's a lot of trees around with mud on the floor, but they're like open trees, so you can like anywhere you can walk pretty much anywhere. There's nowhere that you can't really walk. Even like when you come off the tracks, you can still walk in these areas. Just hard to explain, but it's different to every other zone. Just coming out into a bit of field now. First open land of this zone, and I'm not too far away from the blue zone now. If I've got my bearings right, if I follow this track right up, we come to the crossroads, what you saw earlier. Yes, I recognise that bit there, so I know exactly where I am. Never been to this area before. One thing I forgot to show you on one of my previous videos on the blue zone is right the way over there. There's a pond. So at some point I'll show you there. But yeah, it's impressive. It's quiet. So obviously it'll be even quieter when I hunt. I haven't seen much wildlife just yet, but it's only been 20 minutes. So let's keep going. Yep, so here we are again at the crossroads. Just to reiterate, the top right would be the red zone. There is the orange zone. That direction is the direction I came up in my last video, the blue zone. But this time, we're going to head up this way, which will lead us into the yellow zone. Sometimes I forget exactly where I am, because this is Woodlands, but I see it as a possibility to hunt. But sometimes you just got to remember the trees can fall down, and the floor can get muddy. I'm in the middle of pretty much nowhere, and some of this area is not looked after. And sometimes you just get like a bit of a come down period and think, oh yeah, this is where I am. Yeah, I'm in pretty much the middle of nowhere, and it's a good job I got my map with me. So I'm just walking up alongside the yellow and red border now. Everything to the left of me is the red zone. Seems quite popular for a lot of people who like to go walking. I've seen a lot of people walk past me going that direction. All this is where I've been walking around today, in the yellow zone. Lots of helicopters and gliders around today as well. Okay, less tracks on this zone. When I first started out on the zone, there looked like there was going to be a few again, but there's just this one main track, and I believe this will take us to the very end of Rainbow Woodlands. But yeah, it's I think this is just a bit more easy going. I can see why people would like to take the dog for a walk along here and just go for a stroll. But again, I haven't come across any benches. It's just like it's just being left alone. But yeah, it's nice looking. I've been walking for a good 35-40 minutes or so now, and we've took this route here. And we're now just approaching the end here, and then I'll head back. I think it's fair to say that this is probably the most mellow zone that I've been to, and it's making me a little bit relaxed as well, to be honest. Hardly seeing anything, which is good, because it's kind of what I want in some way. I don't want to be in anybody's way or disturbing anybody. But even the people who be walking the dogs have just been in the distance, obviously going into the red zone instead of the yellow zone. Pretty much every part of the zone looks the same, whereas other zones, you've got like a lot of open land, and then the trees are slightly different, the tracks are different. This is all pretty much the same, and again, that's not a bad thing. Okay, so that's the track that I just walked up, and that would lead you down to the blue zone. Still in the yellow zone now. If I walked up that way, that would take you into the heart of the red zone. I'm not too sure how far over there the end of the woodland is. But you got two tracks now. You got one just there to the right, heading that direction, and then you've got another track down there. Both will take you around the perimeter of the yellow zone back to N1. Okay, been at the car now for I'd say about 50 minutes, so not as long as usually, but that's because on other zones I tend to double back on myself and go down different tracks. And as I was mentioning earlier, there's not that many tracks around here, not compared to other ones anyway. So I believe this is the main track now to go back to N1. Still quiet, not many birds at all. Haven't seen any squirrels just yet. Yeah, stay tuned. And there we are, last track that'll lead us up to N1. There's the end of the woodlands just there. So now that I've got my bearings where I am in the zone, I've just come back to this base area here. Stuck for words really on this area. I don't know what I could use it for, but it's the first time I've actually seen something like this up in this woodlands. Okay, it's time for my final thoughts now. When I think about this zone, I think of pretty much how similar it is all the way around, and how quiet it is. And this is going to sound a little bit weird, but there only seems to be two colours in this zone, green and brown. The brown tracks and the green trees. You know, you look around the other zones and you've got, you know, a bit more different types of yellows around there, and the tracks might be a bit more pavement like, and I guess you can kind of see through areas, so you can see, you know, a bit further away. Here, nothing like that. It's very enclosed, and yes, so these are things that jump out to me. Once I get more familiar with this zone, I can see myself coming back. At the moment, I mean, this is like the second or third time I've actually been around the zone. I've cut through it a couple of times, but I just stick to the same tracks. So now that I've been here properly, I mean, I've been walking around for over an hour now. That's helped me now to find my bearings. So it's definitely a zone I'm going to come back to. Just need to find the reason why, really. But I definitely like it. Hopefully more on a sunnier day next time, so that I don't walk all mud into my car. But okay, on that note, I'm actually heading back to the car right now, and stay tuned for the orange and red zone. Thank you.